just comes full circle like that. But then it's like, okay, maybe I'm just not doing a good job at communicating or saying exactly what I'm thinking, because there's people that's messaging me on different apps and saying things left and right. Like, you don't have to agree with everything I said in that initial video, the little rant at the beginning. You don't have to agree with everything that I said. Like, that's one of the, I got like 17 or 18,000 subscribers. I'm not expecting everyone here watching or like that gets shared around to agree with everything I say. As long as you agree with like the general sentiment that you can see the difference in how they're treating them and how they're exposing them and pushing them, promoting them and things of that nature, that's fine. Like, you can have different pieces of evidence. You cannot agree with the evidence I brought up. I know a couple people brought up things about the music videos, like they themselves don't think that it's like that big of a difference, or it's not like crazy, like it's not like a crazy difference of how it came to me. And that's fine. Like, you don't have to agree, like I said, with every piece of evidence, as long as you're respectful with it. I'm not having no respect when I'm coming to FNF, because like it's kind of obvious what the fuck they're doing. I don't think, like, I'm not taking back anything I said. This is more so me coming to the people and talking to the people that's I got a couple messages from saying that I'm disrespecting, or I'm like trying to take away AHOF's shine or take away their flowers. I have never once said that, or if I have come across as me trying to do that, that is not the point whatsoever. And I knew it was I don't want to say it was becoming a problem, but I can see this becoming a problem down the line when it comes to more AHOF releases and more things that I do, because I'm starting to log into Twitter a little bit more recently than I have in the past. And I just recently seen something with some other reactors, Hen and Cass. I think that's how you say their names. And there was people in their comments, they were screenshotting and showing that they were saying they weren't going to support them anymore because they were a little critical about how I was saying that Han had more screen time and things of that nature. Little things here and there. Y'all know I'm the biggest Han and JL fan that there is. Like, from the show, I've been praising them from the high heavens from the get-go. And I don't really watch reaction videos that much, but when I seen that clip and I seen those things here and there floating around, I decided to go to their video to watch it, and I didn't get the disrespect that the certain comments and people were trying to put on them. Like, I don't know if it's because UNIS, the whole UNIS situation is happening, and their reaction is coming at the same time, so it's making it seem like people are just attacking AHOF and trying to say they don't deserve the awards they're getting, they don't deserve the shine, they don't deserve these things. But that's not what I took from it, and that's not at all what I'm trying to say with the video. But the rant video I made. And the only reason I'm really bringing this up now is because there's like, y'all know I have the Patreon, it's free, you can watch the videos for free. I don't really care I have an actual job. I can figure out what I need to do to keep myself financially stable and still do the videos on the side. The little donation things I have here and there is just for people that want to support, that like what I be saying, and like just entertained. They want to give me extra. And there was someone that had left recently. I'm not going to out them because I generally feel like they just, like, I don't want to say that they did it out of malice, or like, I don't want to look at it in the way of them doing it in bad faith or just trying to come at me sideways because I said some things about AHOF or I didn't praise them like how I usually do. Or I don't even want to say praise them. I want to say it's more so, I guess the way I said it or I was phrasing it in the prior video, it made it seem like I was painting AHOF in a bad light. And it made it seem like I was saying they didn't deserve the things they were getting. And that's the kind of message I was getting from that's the kind of like thing I was receiving from the message they sent me on Patreon. They were there for a minute. They said they was leaving. They was going to start supporting whatever, which I don't have a problem with. Like, you don't have to support. Like, this is all strictly just for me, just to do on the side whenever I'm home and I just have free time. This is strictly what all this is for. This isn't something I want. Like, I would love for it to like blow up and for it to be something I can do full time. But this isn't something like I'm putting all my eggs in, like it's all or nothing. I need to succeed here. I have like a job and other things I can do to keep myself afloat. This is just something I'm just doing for fun. So it's not that big of a deal when people leave or they do things of that nature, but it just seems like I don't want people to leave for the wrong reason. Like, you can leave if you want, but I don't want you to leave without understanding what I'm fully trying to convey. And the whole thing with me, like having the whole rant and bringing up AHOF the entire time, even when I was doing their first comeback in Pinocchio and I was bringing up UNIS all the time, it's not me saying that AHOF isn't deserving of what they got. It's more so, and then the thing with the light stick as well, because I'm pretty sure I started off the last video with saying the light stick thing, and there were people DM me saying, "Oh, y'all complaining, y'all crying about the light stick." There's people on Twitter saying y'all complaining and crying about light sticks. This isn't that big of a deal, and it's the thing that the light stick isn't like the one thing we're complaining about. It's like a domino effect, and the fucking light stick was like the tipping point. I'm not saying AHOF doesn't deserve what they have. It's more so, and then people love bringing up like stats, and that's why I was low key doing like I all these is what I don't use ChatGPT to like do images or like steal shit like that. I'm just doing it to like get a better understanding of words and like things that I want to like understand about the world. So I don't use it that often, but when I do use it, it's like for something quick. It's not like to take jobs or anything like that. Like I don't support AI when it comes to like things of that nature, like intellectual properties and like using it to like cheat your way through the system or do things of that nature to like make work easier. I just use it just to like a quick Google search, basically, like to break it down in an easier way to like a conversation type shit. That's what I'm using it for. But there was this post I seen right here that broke down the UNIS and the curious comeback and like the growth. Now I'm not that deep into the world over there, so I don't know how the numbers translate. I don't know how true these are, because I didn't seen posts from people from like the little K-pop base and like different like fan pages like posting like sales numbers and things of that nature, and it's like it's not correlating with like the official things. So I didn't know what to believe, so I had brought this from here, brought it into Google Gemini itself. I said, "Can you stat check these numbers for the Korean group UNIS?" They read. I didn't know for sure where they was getting these numbers from, so then I went down and asked, "Are you able to give me the sources that show these numbers are how valid they are?" I'll try to link this if I can at the bottom in the description of this video, so people can go through and like validate to make sure and see it themselves. But they broke down like where they got the sources from, where they reported from, so everything there is legitimate. And I that was just one of the things I wanted to make sure I brought up too, because I seen a couple of things floating around with people saying the reason that UNIS isn't getting pushed as much, or they aren't getting a light stick, or they aren't getting things of that nature, is because they're bleeding the company. They don't have sales to validate having a crazy tour or for them to get pushed. And it's like that's you having that mindset or you having that conversation doesn't make much sense when you look at it from like a grand, like when you take a step back and look at the bigger picture. And see, this is one of the things, like I want to like write scripts whenever I'm going to do talks like this, because I don't want to just talk out of my ass, because I feel like talking out of my ass and me just saying the first thing that comes to mind, that's cool for fucking reaction videos. Like those are whatever. But when it comes to me like trying to state my case or like bring up evidence to talk about something, I can rant off and like get off topic, and I can lose my train of thought, and it'll just make everything fall apart. So if I do choose to do another one of like sit down videos like this in the future, I will make sure to like write a script, but like bullet point it. But the whole thing with people saying like they aren't deserving of a light stick, like the reason AHOF got one before UNIS and all of that is because they have their sales number to prove it. They have this, they have that kind of validates them having it. And I'm not saying like anything I'm saying right now is not to take away and say that AHOF doesn't deserve anything they got. I'm gonna say that again, because I don't want anyone, because I can understand how the way I was saying it in the video, even though I feel like I blatantly stated it verbatim multiple times and multiple reactions to both groups. I said AHOF deserve everything they have, but for some reason there's still some people that have selective hearing and they miss that word, that phrase or whatever. But I'm gonna say it again. Everything I'm saying is not me taking away from AHOF's success and all of that. My whole thing of me saying the whole rant at the beginning is because everything that AHOF is getting or that they're achieving is because FNF is doing their job. It comes off as weird to me that it's like, if that is the reason why they're not doing it, they only have themselves to blame for UNIS not succeeding as much as they could, because they're not doing their jobs with them. It's like you have two kids, right? And they both have the capacity and like the potential to do great things. And there's this one kid you're just giving like the quality meals to. The other one you're just giving them fucking McDonald's, Wendy's. You're giving them like bullshit food, while the other one you're feeding like quality fruits and vegetables. You're helping nourish them and help them grow up. to the point where they can stand on their own and they can bring in attention. They can bring in sales. They can do things that the other group can't. And the reason this group can't do what they need to do, or they can't be compared, or it just like this one just that much better, is because you aren't feeding or treating this one the right way that you should. Like I said, it's like they're treating UNIS like the redhead the stepchild, bro. They're not treating them the right way. So it's not really the sense that they're doing much more for AHOF. It's like they're not doing enough for UNIS. They're doing what they need to do AHOF. That's why they're succeeding as much. They have the skill. They have the skill and talent to prove it. They have all these things. They have the charisma. They have everything that they need, and they're being put on the right pedestal. UNIS has the exact same thing, but instead of you putting them front row, you're putting them outside in the fucking parking lot. That's what I'm saying. Both groups should be treated equally. They both should be treated like I don't get it. Like I said, it could be because the advertisers coming in, and then that one not even comment, like the one just thing that the fucking reactors noticed, that it just seems like it's one fandom against the other. It's not that. I'm not attacking the boys, and I'm not attacking the girls, obviously. I'm attacking the company because they're not doing what the fuck they need to do. That's all I'm saying. This has nothing to do with them, but all to do with the company. And it's like I don't know how. And the thing that makes it worse is because they're on the end of their contract. And like we could always make the argument, and I want to say it's a wrong argument to have or understanding, to like at least keep this in the back of your mind, because at least from what I've understood and what people have told me in the past and then a little more recently, that FNF is a brand new company. No one knows, like they just came out of nowhere. They don't really understand how to navigate the industry that much. They don't know how to do this and that. But it's like when people tell me that they're big domestically, like they're not internationally. I mean, they're big internationally. They're not big domestically, which I can say I see that. Like the amount of support that the Philippines give whenever there's a Filipino person in a group, I've seen that on my channel. That the amount of love they show from SB19 to UNIS to AHOF, and anytime it's a Filipino member, they have that crazy push and that love for them. And I don't want to say it is because okay, so I'm diving into something I really don't understand or know. So I don't really know that much to like the whole Korean like okay, just a quick note. I do know that in Universe League, people was telling me that the company and everyone knew better than to have too many foreign members in a group. They knew that they needed to have a Korean person that, like I said, I don't really understand the whole Korean. I don't know if this is a primacy or hierarchy or whatever, but it is a known thing that I'm just not getting aware to or privy to, that Koreans will really support their countrymen more than international. And that's why in certain instances, like the whole rant I had about Jung-woo joining and being over certain people, is because the company themselves know in their head that they need to have a well-known countryman or someone that represents Korea well for them to sell well domestically and internationally. But so I don't know if that has anything to do with why the Korean sales isn't as good. And that could be why they're pushing. And I'm saying all of this not to hate on Sowon, Alicia, none of the girls. But I'm doing this because I'm starting to, like, when I'm thinking about, I'm starting to notice little things like them pushing Sowon more as the lead vocalist when she's They're pushing Sowon more as the lead vocalist, but they're not really doing that much with Alicia as the main vocalist. That dives into the whole line distribution thing that I'm not going to get into. I already spoke my piece about that in previous videos, but just the amount of exposure itself, it seemed like it's vastly outweighing Sowon over the others, which I don't really have that much of a problem with, because she's like, it's not like she's doing anything wrong. She's doing everything she's doing she's supposed to, but it's the fact that they're not branching out and giving love to the other members. That's my whole thing. Like I said before, we see Jelly goes viral all the time with the lives. Alicia's going, like, they all have characteristics and things they could bring to the table, but it's like they're not pushing that as much. They're pushing the more famous member, which is the smart thing to do. That's the smart thing to do from a business standpoint. But it's like it's like you can do more than just that, if that makes sense. It's like you can have the domestic shit with Sowon, but then you're missing out on the international thing with the other artists. Like you aren't doing. You did the Moshi thing, but it's like you're not doing much with putting Kotoko and Nana to help bring in more Japanese fans. You're not doing that much with Jelly and Alicia and fucking I guess you count Hanju, she's half, but like you're not doing that much with them, knowing how strong the fucking Filipino fan base is. And I want to say they're probably carrying a lot of the fucking heavyweight. Like we see how much voting they was doing in Universe Ticket. We see how much their votes came in clutch. So it's like you see, like I'm seeing it from a person on the outside looking in. I'm not even knowing the business standpoint. I'm just an enjoyer of the show, and even I seen how big of a fucking leap and like how different it is with the voting. Even with JL and Universe League, his votes is vastly different from everyone else. He's literally like carrying the team at times with his votes. Like not like literally, but it's like how big of a gap his votes is with everyone else. You can't help but realize that, and you would think that. As a company, you see how big and how much support they have. Okay, we need to push them out more, but they're not. I don't know if it's because someone did tell me in the comments, and like I said, I don't have no problem with anyone like voicing their different opinions towards it. I'm not like as long as you understand what we're fighting for and what the whole argument is, that it's not us versus them, it's us versus them, the company. That's what we're not trying to compete fandom against each other. It isn't that. But there's people like voicing their opinions, saying that they don't really think it's mistreatment, that they're saying things like I said, I don't have a problem with them voicing their opinions, because it could be maybe I'm not understanding something correctly. As long as you're respectful about it and you're not like flying out the rail and saying y'all are fucking dumbasses, you're not attacking the person individual, you're attacking the idea itself, then we can have a dialogue. We can have a talk. That's how you maybe I'm not understanding something and you help me understand something better. Or maybe you're not understanding something and we can have a conversation and help you understand it more. So like a conversation could be had. We don't have to agree with every fucking thing. You don't have to agree with me on these points. But as long as you're being respectful about it and you're open-minded to understanding what the other person is saying, you can come to a conclusion or a middle ground, and maybe you could sway them to me like, oh, I didn't know that's what was happening. Okay, now I'm starting to see the mistreatment. Now I'm starting to see this and that. And it was some people saying like, well, like I said, the thing with them not bringing in sales, them not doing this, them not doing that. And I don't want to say they're being like blatant, like they're being purposely ignorant or not like acknowledging it, or maybe it could be them just legit not knowing, because there's plenty of things that I don't know that I'm learning every day from y'all telling me. But it's like you can't say that they're bleeding their company. They're bringing in awards and achievements, but that doesn't necessarily equate to success. Which I guess you can say it doesn't necessarily equate to success. Like you can win awards all day, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't directly translate to success. What translates to success is what you getting them awards, you being in the tabloids, you being on the headlines, you being in the news, you being in the public eye, and you actually striking and doing more once you get that initial push. You're not going to go anywhere with you just getting the award and you just sitting there not making a move, not trying to do anything. Of course, you're going to be stagnant and you're not going to really gain much more after that, because you're not doing anything to draw people once they get their eyes on you. Like once you make noise, let's say UNIS is the ones walking down the street. Them getting the award is them yelling. If they just stand there and look at you, once they yell at you, you're not gonna come in. You're not gonna approach them. You're not gonna find interest in them because they're not doing any fucking thing. That's like someone just screaming and them just looking at you like this. It's like, what the fuck was that? Let me just keep going and doing what I'm doing. You're not doing anything to draw them in, and that's what I'm getting at. Like UNIS is winning awards. They're winning. They won. See, I can't remember all the fucking awards they won, but I'm pretty sure in previous videos I brought it up. And like if you look online, you can look up and see the awards they won. Not even counting the music show win. They won other awards before that. That the awards that they said that they needed to win to solidify a contract extension. And they did, like, I don't know. But it's like, I don't know. It's like they have all the accolades, they have all the things to do it, but it's like they're not utilized. It's like they have all the ingredients. They have the ingredients here. They have the stove turned on. Everything is preheated. Everything is good. But it's like they're not doing what they need to mix it up to make a good dish. Or if they do make a good dish, it's like they making Thanksgiving feast, and now it's like you're a year out. Bro, it's fucking, you're making Thanksgiving dinner at fucking Christmas. Why are you so late? Why did you wait so long to do this? Like my birthday is in fucking January. Why the fuck are we celebrating this shit in September? Why? Where did all that time go? You had all the time in the world to do something. You chose not to. And it's like, and then like the 8 month hiatus, like, cause I'm pretty sure I asked them, like I had, cause I know for myself what my thinking, my logic is, and other people's logic is. But I wanted to at least see if the AI artificial intelligence could, like, maybe I'm not understanding something, or maybe whenever I present to them the information, maybe it's something I'm not seeing. So I asked, what the long hiatus in between the two recent releases play as I did not say that right, but what the long hiatus in between the recent releases play a role in the decline? Also, a lack of social media presence hindered their growth within that 8 month period. That is, now this is AI, so it's like I'm feeding it certain information and they don't have like the broad picture. So I'm feeding it like from what I know. So it could be like a bunch of nuance and a lot of things that could also help culminate this answer, and it might change the answer with more information being added to it, like certain circumstances. But this is how I'm looking at it. So it's gonna go based on like what the fuck I know, since this is all I know. And they also had the same sentiment that I'm having. That is a very relevant question, especially for a group formed from a Survivor show with a fixed contract length. I didn't even bring up the contract length, but they knew that. And they also brought up awards too that I didn't even bring up. But it says, yes, the 8 month gap and the lack of consistent high engagement social media content were almost certainly significant contributing factors to the sales stabilization dip for Swissy. Here's a breakdown of how both factors likely played in a role. The time between the Curious comeback August 2024 and the Swissy comeback in April 2025. That is such, like, that is still, and like that, and like putting aside like how long it is, they are from a survival show on a fixed contract. Was, I think it's like 3 years that people was telling me. Why the fuck would you waste like that much time on like a short amount of time to do something? I don't, like, you already have like a limited amount of time with them. Why the fuck would you take a big ass gap of that 3 years and just leave it to waste? I don't get that. Like, if it, like, they need to be doing the fucking twice method. Honestly, with them having 3 years, they need to be like twice. They need to be putting out albums every fucking 3 months, or not albums, but like putting out at least tracks every 3 to fucking 4 months. Not 8 months for fucking, what was it, like 5? Nah, hold on, like 5 to 6 songs. Hold on, I gotta. Discography right here, like come on, like, what is this? Then it's like, hold on, let me pull up AHOF Studio. Let me pull this up too. Right here. Here we go. You see that? Okay. And like I don't want to be a nitpicking person. It's like I'm already here, so I'm finna just voice everything I'm thinking. Now, I'm not saying like this is for sure a sign of mistreatment or anything like that, but it's like they get releases, right? 5 tracks, 6 tracks. I'm pretty sure every track from here is original. Like, none of this is like a repackaged like AHOF version or UNIS version. I could be wrong, but when I did the little my reaction, I don't remember or recall any of these songs. So it's like none of these songs are repackaged from the fucking show. So these are all 6 original tracks. 2 of the fucking songs from here, Dopamine, and y'all know I fucking love Dopamine. Dopamine was one that drew me into them. But Dopamine, I think Dream of Girls, both of those were fucking repackaged from the fucking show. So that's not even an original song. It's just the UNIS version. They're good songs, but it's like they didn't even give them a full original track list, which isn't that big of a deal. But in the grand scheme of things, when you take a step back and you really try to look at how much different they're treating each group, that's something you can't ignore. And then, so I just want to like just round it off with that, because it's like, I'm not saying all of this to attack the girls, to attack the boys. It's not nothing like that. It's more, and me not saying that AHOF doesn't deserve what they have. It's more so that UNIS just isn't given the opportunity to get what they have. Who's to say, like I said, who's to say that if FNF did exactly what they're doing AHOF with the promotions, that could have been their spot. That could have been their thing. That's all how I'm looking at it. It's like I said before with the little parent thing. It's like you're treating one child better than the other, and then you as the parent want to look at this child as the fuck up, but it's like you didn't feed them the fruits, the vegetables, you didn't give them the push, the promotion that they needed to get up there with this child. So of course, in comparison from someone on the outside looking in, just looking at the numbers that's not seeing the shit in real time is going to say, oh yeah, this group is obviously better than this one. Like this group is the fuck up. But they're a fuck up because the company, me, the parents, isn't doing what I need to do to push them more. I'm giving them 8-month breaks when they're on a fucking hot streak. Like there's no way you go from, hold on, because I got the stats. Where the fuck did it go? I had the stats. It's no way that you can go from, on your debut, you make 55 on first week. Your second comeback, you're solidifying, you're bringing more people in, you do 60. Your second comeback after a fucking 8-month break, after people have already lost interest, only thing at this point you got is the people that already know about them and has been invested in them since the fucking show. You're not bringing in any new people in from between these two periods. Now I'm pretty sure they probably had a video promotion here or two there. But over 8 months, people were saying they was radio fucking silent. So it's like a no-name company out of nowhere from a Survivor show, short contract, you go 8 months without seeing anything. Like, I'm surprised this didn't dip more. But this is because there's like a solid fan, like stabilization is what it's saying right here. The stable fan base is here. But it's like this number could have been way higher if they would have kept their fucking foot on the gas all the way through. Them 8 months, you could have dropped 2 more EPs. You could have done like 2 more EPs, like 3 tracks each, 2 tracks, doing more things to bring people in. Like, but it's like they didn't. So it's like, of course, like I said, this is amazing. That didn't drop way below this. Honestly, the one music show win. I'm pretty sure they said they supposed to have a music show win here too, but I think something was going on with the show. It got canceled or whatever like that. So I don't think the AI knew that, but they didn't take that into account. But even if they didn't, it's like, of course, Achievement will be the first music show win. And all the awards they got pre-Curious. After Curious, before Swissy. But it's like, all that steam and all that attention they got, you would think that this would accumulate weight, this would jump up way more in sales. But it didn't because they didn't do shit during that time. And like I said, it's shocking that it even stayed right here. So it's like, that's all. I'm just voicing my thoughts on that. And this is like I said, this is nothing to do with the actual boys themselves or like them doing anything wrong or me saying they didn't deserve it. It's more so UNIS deserves it as well, but FNF just isn't feeding them. They aren't doing what they're supposed to do with it. That's all this was. This is it. I don't know if I'm going to go on another rant or another video like this to clarify things. I stand by everything I fucking said in the first video. This one is just me clarifying because it could have, like the way I was coming off and just like off the neck, like off the cuff, just spazzing out and not saying things the right way. Like I said before, I didn't articulate myself as good as I could have. And now because everything was just coming off the top of the dome, just anger. Now I had a little time to like look at everything. I can hopefully form my words a little better and people can understand that this is not me attacking them. This is attack towards the company itself and them needing to do what the fuck they need to do. That's all this is.